up and be heard on Jersey issues that matter most to you. Call Jersey Central with Bert Barron now at
Bases loaded. Look at RBI.
732-545-9282 or toll free at 888-545-9282. Your state, your home, your voice. Jersey Central with Bert Barron on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
8:08, hour number 3 of Jersey Central on a Friday morning on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. It is Bert Barron. Sit tight. We do have our contest coming up later in this 8 o'clock hour. Next chance to win the voucher to see Clever Little Lies at the West Side Theater in New York City, starring the great Marlo Thomas. Your chance to win is straight ahead. Joining me now, very pleased to say, on the Raritan Bay Medical Center Jersey Newsmaker Hotline is one of the best-known restaurateurs and philanthropists in the state of New Jersey, a guy who really, really goes above and beyond to give back to the community, and it makes him a special person in my book. He's got an event that is coming up Monday, which is a benefit for March of Dimes, and I wanted to have him on the show this morning to give some of the details of it. So let's welcome back to WCTC one of the best people I know, very simply. He's Tim McCloone, and he joins me this morning here on Jersey Central. Tim, good morning. Welcome back to WCTC Radio, sir. How are you?
Actually, I was just calling to enter the contest.
Is that what it was? You're Marlo Thomas fan. Okay. Oh, great.
Well, you're being very kind. I don't know if I'm all those things, but thanks so much.
Well, good to have you here. And this is a pretty special event that's coming up with March of Dimes, the signature chefs auction. Can you talk about what's coming up on Monday at the Pier
Yeah,
House?
I mean, it'll be Monday evening, and I guess the weather will permit, so I think we're good. It's going to be at our place, the Pier House on the boardwalk in Long Branch. And as far as I know, I think we've now signed up more than 20 chefs who are going to be there from different restaurants, including ours. And so it's a tasting event, which is fantastic. It's really funny. You have small portions, but by the end of the evening, you've had like 138 small portions. So
Which add up after a while, right?
you have to be careful doing these things. But we've been connected with, my family has been connected with March of Dimes for a really long time. Unfortunately, you have to be of a certain age even to remember this. The March of Dimes was literally that when I was a little boy, and you would get these cards, and you'd fill them up with cardboard cards with dimes, literally fill them up with dimes to try to raise money. And the primary focus back then was fighting polio. And unfortunately, in my family, my older brother, who has since passed on, my brother Brian, had polio in I believe it was 1951. Perhaps 52, but it was right during that scourge. And people in this country would wake up not knowing if their child was going to live or die that day, and my brother fortunately did survive. But the treatment, my father worked for the Veterans Administration at the time, and I was not old enough to recall this if I was free, but my father always talked about how he was sitting in an office looking at a bill for about $13,000 or $14,000, which was more than he was making a year at that time, and didn't know what to do. And someone walked in from the March of Dimes and said, "Joe, don't worry about it. We got it." And they paid the bill. And my father told me at that time, he said, "Anytime March of Dimes asks you to do anything, you have to say yes."
Wow.
But here we are all these years later, and I'm still saying yes to March of Dimes.
Yeah, they're taking you up on that. How about that?
Yeah, their mission has changed, and I would leave it to them to talk much more intelligently about their mission. But a lot of it has to do with babies that are born prematurely, underweight, trying to do programs to help women that have difficult pregnancies and the like. And it's a wonderful organization, and we're just happy to have them with us on Monday night.
Yeah, it's going to be a terrific night. And there's still time, by the way, if you would like to register and purchase tickets and be a part of the event that's coming up Monday at McCloone's Pier House on Ocean Avenue in Long Branch. If you visit the website, and I do have a link on our Facebook fan page this morning, signaturechefs.marchofdimes.org. You'll get all the information there. You'll see who the honorees are going to be there, and just exactly how the event works. There's live and silent auction packages and just terrific food, obviously, and a real nice way to give back. Sure. No, it's okay.
Yeah,
Great way to give back.
They can call our restaurant, too, if they want. It's 732-923-1006.
Perfect. And it gets underway at 6
o'clock.
923-1006. 6 o'clock on Monday, and it's going to be a terrific night. Chatting with Tim McCloone this morning here on WCTC. And some word, Tim, involving you and your name and your brand in Somerset County very soon. What's going on in Hillsborough with McCloone's?
Well, we've been involved over the years with off-track wagering facilities. My people that may recognize my family's name, my dad was in charge of Freehold Raceway for a long time. So I spent most of my childhood there, which was a great way to spend a childhood, actually, at a racetrack. But we've been involved in the racing industry really as long as I can remember. And when the state at the time was developing these off-track wagering facilities to try and help tracks like Monmouth Racetrack and Freehold and the Meadowlands to basically to stay alive and to keep the horse racing industry in New Jersey. I mean, people would be shocked to know how much acreage has been dedicated over the years to standard as well as thoroughbred horses. And what a terrible loss it would be if that industry were to collapse even further than it already has. If these horse farms were lost, anyone that rides along Route 537, for instance, and Colts Neck, over the years they have shrunk in size, but they are still there, and they're one of the great beauties, I think, in all of New Jersey. Um, it's unfortunate when people drive and see those horse farms, and they'll inevitably say something like, "I can't believe this is New Jersey."
Yeah,
But
right.
so the off-track wagering facilities have been opening. There are not too many of them, but we got involved in two. We're up in Woodbridge and in Bayonne, and now there'll be a new one opening up in Hillsborough. And it's a cool little place. We're just the food and beverage people. We don't have anything to do with the wagering side of it, but they are just nice little places. Any image anybody has of OTBs once upon a time in New York City, it's just totally untrue. These places are very safe, and basically nothing happens there. It's a crowd that loves to come in and spend some time eating and wagering on horses.
Yeah, and you can do that and enjoy a McCloone's meal at the same time. What's not to love about that, right?
I'm with you on this.
Yeah, sure. Target opening date for Hillsborough. How close are we to that?
Very. I think by the end of the month.
That soon?
Building,
Wow.
buildings all done, and it's just a question they have to work out the relationships with the town and permits and all the rest of it. But it's ready to go.
Very good. Well, good for you, and
Yeah.
congratulations on that. And Tim, for all the work you've done with Holiday Express over the years, which I know is exhausting, but what a great thing it is for you to do. And now your work with March of Dimes is always a special thing. You know, I try to tell people there's three kinds of people in this world. There's those who have a lot and give a little, those who have a little and give a lot, and Tim McCloone, who has a lot and gives a lot. And that's what I think makes you a special guy.
Oh well, thank you for that, Ada. I'm going to work on that has a lot part.
Oh, you and me both, right? Yeah. But
There may be a fourth. There may be a fourth category in there that includes how large your mortgage is. But
oh, well, that too, right? Yeah, exactly. Tim, always a
we'll see.
pleasure, and great to have you on WCTC Radio this morning. Have some fun on Monday night, and congratulations in Hillsborough there. That's going to be great.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to have me on. We do
Of
appreciate it.
course. Thank you, Tim. Always a pleasure. Be well, my friend.
All right.
All right,
Take
take
care.
care. All right, there he goes. Tim McCloone, my guest on the Raritan Bay Medical Center Jersey Newsmaker Hotline.